so honored to be here. I'm honored for several reasons. And as the previous individuals have said, it's time for us to take care of our own. And a wise man once said, his name was Petey Green. Petey Green once said that you can't teach what you don't know, and you can't lead where you won't go. Amen. I don't know about you, but I love Washington, D.C. This is my town. I'm a part of one of the top morning talk shows in Baltimore. But every morning, I let them know the greatest city in the world is not Charm City, it's Chocolate City. And it's not just talk. You know, I can reach back, and you know, they often talk about, well, the real Dunbar is the Dunbar poets. Skip Wise, yeah, Skip Wise and Ernie Graham and, you know, Sam Cassell, all those guys are great. But tell me, who from Baltimore is in the Hall of Fame? Right. Do you know anybody? And when they ask me, I say, well, let's start off with Dave Bing, Elgin Baylor, Ben Ford, Willie Wood, Adrian Dantley, John Thompson. You know? And I say all of that because we come from a great town. And we need to, young folks now, need to hear this. Because if you look at a Cornelius Green, and if you look at a Joshua Cribbs or Vernon Davis, and you see those outstanding individuals, but you too can be outstanding, and you can surpass them, because they have set a trail for you. And that's why it's so important to honor people like Cornelius Green. Now, the veterans here, I don't have to tell y'all about Cornelius. I mean, you know that Cornelius was the first black starting quarterback at Ohio State. Oh, yeah. You know that he played in 3 Rose Bowls, MVP in 1974. You know that he won 31 games in 3 seasons, named Ohio State and Big Ten MVP. Michigan never beat him. 1975. I'm getting to that, Miss George. And you know what, of all of the Rose Bowls and the wins, if you don't beat Michigan at Ohio State, it doesn't matter. But when you were quarterbacking behind center, they never beat you. 2-0 and 1 tie. Hey, what happened with the tie, man?
They came back and tied us up.
and so we can talk about that, but I'm going to leave you with 2 tributes. And these 2 tributes are very important. This comes from Leonard Shapiro, veteran sports writer here in the era. He said, I covered a Dunbar football game that year or the next and watched a quarterback named Cornelius Green dominate the game. He wore red shoes, had red tassels on his shoelaces, and if I'm not mistaken, a red headband under his helmet. Fabulous. As Glenn stated earlier, option quarterback who also played defense, and in the paper the next day, I called him a flamboyant, flim-flam man. The next week, he had the word flamboyant on the front of his helmet, and it was later shortened to Flam, the nickname he took to him with Ohio State, where he became the first African-American to start at quarterback for the Buckeyes. Last but not least, this came from an anonymous source, and it says, I remember him from back then as a very approachable, decent, and down-to-earth guy. No, I'm not the bomb stuff. He remains a credit to Ohio State from everything I've read and heard. Folks, I present to you one of the greatest athletes and even a better human being, Cornelius Flamboyant Green.